So it looks like Iran has declared open war on Satan worshippers, on Satan himself. They're burning statues of Baal, the child sacrifice god, the god of fertility, and all the disgusting things that we have been acquainted with recently in a particular set of files known as the Epstein files, exposing some names, but also hiding most of them. But the ones that have been exposed lead to a particular part of the world, an interesting part of the world, who was once noted in the Bible as worshiping this particular demon or Satan, representative of the god of Saturn. Okay, so Remphan, Baal, and Moloch all represented the god of Saturn. They have a particular symbol. That symbol is an interesting looking star, which a particular part of the world has this as their holy symbol, also on their flag. So, Iran pulling an absolute boss move here. This is absolute gold, and it's genius. It's absolutely genius, because who has anything bad to say about this? I would love to know. Does anyone want to criticize the burning of the statue of Baal? Any PDF files out there that are interested in being upset about this? About your God being set on fire? Come out and let us know. So, yeah, absolute boss move. And it's kind of like two birds with one stone here, you know what I mean? Take a look at the symbolism here. The symbol's right there, as you can see. That's the symbol, okay? Now, this is definitely not the so-called Star of David. David never had a star. If he did, I'd love to see what part of the Bible actually references that, because there's nothing like that. But this symbol does belong to Baal, and does belong to Moloch and Remphan. So, really quick though, let's just ask Google a question here about where it mentions the worship of Baal. Okay, so it's in Exodus 32. It says, while Moses was on Mount Sinai receiving the Ten Commandments, the Israelites, believing him dead or gone, forced Aaron to craft a golden calf for worship, embodying a Canaanite Baal-like deity. So they made a Team U version of Baal, which is basically them worshiping Baal, right? Worshiping Satan. Upon returning, an enraged Moses destroyed the idol, confronted Aaron, and ordered the Levites to execute 3,000 worshippers, marking a severe early incident of idolatry. So this guy Moses goes up on Mount Sinai and goes, I'll be back in a few minutes. I got to talk to God, get some commandments. I'll be back. Comes back to find this. They're worshiping a golden calf, or Baal, and basically tells them all to wipe each other off the map. So the Israelites grew impatient, according to this, waiting for Moses, and requested a visible God to lead them. Okay, that's understandable, right? They wanted a visible God. Sure, like they couldn't wait for Moses, but they wanted a visible God. So why did they pick a God that was the child sacrifice God, though? Isn't that interesting? So Aaron fashioned a golden calf from the people's jewelry, which the people identified as the gods who brought them out of Egypt. Moses broke the stone tablets of the law, ground the calf into powder, mixed it with water, and forced the Israelites to drink it. So they were drinking Baal powder, like a Baal milkshake, if you will. And we're led to believe that the cult of Baal is gone. They destroyed themselves back then. But again, coming back to the Epstein files, it seems to be a lot of practices in those files, references to practices that meet most of the criteria for Baal worship. So, it seems like the elites actually, if we go by the Epstein files, the elites actually worship this deity, Baal. Okay? So they're Satan worshipers. That's not my opinion. That's what's apparent when you look at the Epstein files. They're practicing cannibalism, child sacrifice, assaulting and abusing children. There's just a bunch of dots here on a graph, okay? When you draw a line and connect those dots, I mean, they lead to a particular place. Now, I can't come out and say what that place is. The Bible tells you that. This isn't new information. The Bible's known this. The Romans also discovered this when they came upon it. That's why they absolutely razed Judea to the ground. And then they even left, when they saw this, it blew their minds, right? But they left a legion behind to obliterate everything in Judea. And then they salted the earth to make sure nothing even grows there. Because these people thought, you know what, in civilized society, we can't have this kind of insane shit happening. So they completely obliterated these people for worshiping a demon who we were told was wiped out, but apparently not even back then. And according to what we see in the Epstein files, still seems to persist. The symbology's there. We see it in music videos too, by the way. So I absolutely believe that this religion, or the worship of this demon, whether you're a religious person or not, right, is irrelevant. The point is that these people believe it. These people live by the tenets of whatever their demon god tells them to do, or whatever they perceive their demon god telling them to do. That's the only thing that really matters here. It isn't really even about whether you're a religious or not. These people are absolutely incompatible with civilized society. But I think at this point, in light of the developments that we've all come to see, I think we all know what's going on here, for the most part, right? Maybe some of the details are a little murky, but I think a lot of the big picture pieces, are on the table. If you're upset about this, if you're upset about Iran waging war on Satanists, you can leave a comment and let me know. Be nice for us to know who you are.